Welcome back to the Dallas Meetup Dime, where we get straight to the value in 10 minutes or less. I'm your host, Carson Gibbons, and today I'm joined by the CEO of Hugs Cafe, Miss Lauren Smith. Lauren, how are you?
I'm wonderful, Carson. Thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you for coming in. Really appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Happy to be here.
So I recently got acquainted with the Hugs Cafe brand. Kathleen Laval with Dallas Casa actually hosted a meeting at, I think, a new location that you just opened.
Yes, absolutely.
So tell us about Hugs.
Yeah, so Hugs Cafe is a movement investing in the power of people that have disabilities. We have social enterprises and training programs across North Texas that do just that. We started with a cafe in McKinney. We have a training program that we do in McKinney and Dallas. We have a greenhouse that grows flowers and bedding plants, and the experience that you went to was our second location that we opened, Hugs Cafe Dallas, in December of 2025.
Oh, so it's brand new.
Brand new.
It was a very nice experience, very well run, staffed up.
Yeah.
And the demographic that you service and kind of bring through this program, will you speak more as to the disabilities that they were experiencing?
Sure, of course. So Hugs Cafe Inc. exists to empower those with intellectual and developmental disabilities. So what that looks like for us is over 80% of the people that we have on staff have autism, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, traumatic brain injuries. It's basically the coolest and most diversely talented team you've ever seen. And our training academy also exists to give the same population upskilling and employment opportunities in our programs as well as with our employment partners in the community.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a nugget that I'm learning. So the training program equips them with skills whether they go work for Hugs Cafe or not.
Right. So we have a challenge/opportunity. We have a wait list longer than a CVS receipt. So we want people to come into our programming, but they don't want to leave. Just like me, I started as a volunteer, worked with our founder, and fell in love and said, I will do any job you need me to do here. And I just kept saying that. And 9.5 years later, I'm still here. So our staff don't want to leave. So we're going to continue to open direct employment concepts, but we also know that employment and just inclusive hiring doesn't stop with us. It starts with us, but we challenge the employment partners to come alongside and do the same work we do. So we do both.
So Hugs Cafe is like one outcome stemming from the training. How many employment partners, as you've called them, how many of those do you have and what kind of industries do those range from?
Sure. So we have over 24 active employment partners, and that could be everything from a school district cafeteria, a local taco truck that you'll see at your farmer's market, coffee shops, retirement communities. There's lots of different kinds of employment, definitely in the restaurant and hospitality scenes. We've also seen work in administration, so think dental offices, office management, and just overall administrative support.
What does this group of prospective job seekers typically encounter whenever they're going out to apply for a job that maybe didn't come brokered through a Hugs Cafe?
Well, the unemployment rate for people with disabilities across the country is 80%. So basically
Really?
it's dramatic. And also what I found is a lot of people with disabilities do not even bother to enter the employment arena to be in unemployment statistics at all. The registered unemployment rate for people with disabilities is over twice the national average, but that assumes that you're willing to go through the paperwork and process to actively maintain your status as unemployed. Most of people with disabilities don't even bother to enter that system at all, and they end up on state waiver lists to try and enter day programming with the hope to have some sense of community. That wait list in Texas is over 300,000 people.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So you guys are doing the Lord's good work out there then.
Yeah, we're spreading the seed, and we make good cookies along the way. So,
what is the insertion point? Like, what age is the typical trainee at the time of program inception?
So where we truly meet people is when they're ready and excited to enter the workforce. So for most individuals, that looks like when they're 18 and above, and they are in something called a transition program. So kind of think of that as a launch period between high school and whatever else someone might do in their career and education. So we usually come in at that point. At 21, that school bus stops showing up. So transition programs cease, and there aren't resources unless you have been a part of that waiver system and gone into day programming. So certainly at 18, people start calling, but at 21, people are almost in a panic state if they haven't yet found a connection or employment opportunity because there isn't much else.
Question on kind of the cart and the horse situation here. Did Hugs Cafe start out with this altruistic mission and then had excessive staff that they retained and needed to loan out to others, and that's why the training program started? Or Was it the opposite way around?
So Hugs Cafe as a concept started because our founder had a dream 2 nights in a row of a restaurant that would train and employ adults with disabilities when she was managing a local cooking class and cooking school that did offer training for individuals with disabilities. Some people would get jobs and it would be a celebration like Willy Wonka's, golden ticket, right? But that wasn't often and it wasn't frequent enough. So that dream is what inspired her to create our first social enterprise and direct employment concept. But then COVID hit, the Texas Restaurant Association called us and said, oh, I'm sure you guys have it worse than anyone. What are you gonna do? And we said, well, actually all of our staff just keep coming back to work. They ask if they can volunteer. They ask how they can serve one another. We don't lose staff. Our retention is incredibly strong because our culture is even stronger, right? So the Texas Restaurant Association said, well, how do you do this? And we said, well, our people and the fact that we carve jobs to meet a person's ability. They are what encouraged us to write our own training curriculum that we started as an incubation in McKinney. And now through partnership with Dallas College, we teach in 2 locations.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that you were partnered with Dallas College as well.
Oh yeah, we partner all over town.
I was going to ask more about the partnerships that fuel applicants into the training program. Like we're platforming My Possibilities as part of the next cohort that we're also platforming you with Hugs Cafe. And are there any synergies there amongst other 501s here locally?
Oh, 100%. My Possibilities is a dear friend of ours. Their leadership and our team have been hand in hand for many, many years.
Beautiful.
People are coming into the state waiver day programming system and then they need connection as they expand. And we are a part of that active voice of that expansion, right? We're a little bit different than some programs because we don't take any state support. We're not part of those systems. We are a part of the step and the answer to getting people outside of that and into the community. But we also partner with local school districts, private schools here such as Notre Dame School. So we always look into the community for disability to see how we can lift up together. And we're excited to continue to do that work. I will say North Texas is very lucky to have so many proactive voices. People fly in from all over the country and all over the world to see not only our concept, but our collaborative sisterhood and brotherhood of nonprofits here that support people with disabilities.
What percentage of folks are going out to the employment partners versus being retained by Hugs Cafe, Inc.?
So we do have a wait list currently at Hugs. So when our employment slots open, we go to that wait list first for individuals to have employment. I will say over 70% of our trainees are placed externally. Okay. So when slots come up, again, the chocolate factory is taking applications and people want to come in and be a part of that amazing experience. But we are a conduit to other partners that share our values. And so that's been incredibly successful. We had over 100 graduates through the program and 72 of those have been externally placed.
What is the criterion for becoming an employment partner?
Sure. So we look for people and companies, like I said, that meet our vision and values, and you need to be able to understand the philosophy of carving a job to meet someone's skills, abilities, and interests. That being said, really that's the criteria. We go on site, we work with your team, we talk about behaviors, we talk about definitions of people with disabilities, and we are a full-time liaison for your entire employment partner process. So even studios here, even administrative teams, everyone has the ability to create inclusive hiring. And if you don't know what that looks like, but you're just interested, you can call us. You don't even have to figure it out. That's kind of what we do.
In terms of the employment partners, is there a gap in any industry or vertical that you currently see that you'd like to kind of augment, or we'd like more advertising agencies or what have you?
It would be maybe not helpful to say all industries, right? But really, I would challenge every person that is watching this, every person that's going to a networking event, challenge your human resources division to understand how you are carving jobs for every ability. How are our interview processes meeting those that are maybe needing more support in that initial confrontation? The social dynamics of interviews are stressful enough. How are we meeting people where they are? And if someone isn't actively doing so, then they need to call us, right? If you aren't making space for it and it's not loud enough that you can articulate what your company and entity is doing, then it's time to pick up the phone. Call us. Call Dylan with the North Texas Disability Chamber, call our friends at My Possibilities. We are all eager to help individuals figure that out. So hospitality and culinary is definitely our wheelhouse.
Okay.
Administrative support is also top of the list. People like being around people. So imagine your hospitality team being someone that is uniquely empowered to meet their skills and interests. What it does for employee retention across the board, neurotypical or neurodiverse, is incredible. So it's a great business decision regardless.
Nuts and bolts on the employment partner perspective, Can you function as a pass-through like recruiting agency where I can temp those individuals, or is it just a straight handoff?
It could be either.
Okay.
So we welcome people and companies for the system that they have or the system that they want to build, but we recognize sometimes we have to just start the conversation. So we usually start with one person, one shift,
okay,
and we grow from there. So it's not like you're saying yes to an entire department or an entire team. We all just learn together. So let's try something new together and see how it works.
I know you're kind of newer to our community, and we're anxious to get your feet wet on August 13th at Texas Live for Dallas Meetup's nonprofit cohort. But knowing what you might know, limited though it may be, tens of thousands of laptop class practitioners across Dallas-Fort Worth and greater surrounding area, what's your ask of our community? How can we help?
So Hugs, first and foremost, is a social enterprise. Our Dallas restaurant has its own dedicated parking. You do not have to pay for valet.
That is true.
And I guarantee you, if you go to lunch or breakfast there, you will have parking for you and everyone in your group. So first and foremost, my ask is be a customer. And then tell a friend, right? The number one thing that we need in this community are friends and faces that are actively engaging with our social enterprises so that they can not only sustain, they can thrive. We do catering. We are actively advocating through our own individual lived experience where individuals with disabilities will come tell their stories. October is National Disability Employment Awareness Month. If your company isn't doing anything, let's have a conversation where we can bring our lived experience and our delicious cookies to your doorstep. And of course, we take volunteers as a 501c3 nonprofit. Also, if you don't have the time to get down to the restaurant or dedicate your time itself, you can of course go on our website and make a donation. We are always expanding our work, not only in North Texas, but across the country. We license our training program and mentor in 5 other states.
Beautiful.
So the journey is just getting started. If you want to come alongside, you can go to our website, hugscafe.org.
hugscafe.org, and head over to DallasMeetup.com to register to meet Lauren and staff on August 13th. Lauren Smith, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, Carson.